Hey fellas, how many of you have ever heard someone say, hey, you just gotta trust God? Or maybe someone said something like, you gotta have faith. Or my personal favorite, let go and let God. And then, maybe like me, you thought to yourself, what the crap are you talking about? Right? Let's talk about that. Welcome to Hatchtags. My name is Mike Hatch, and this channel is for any man who is striving to live empowered by the light. My personal mission statement is to walk in the light as He is in the light in order to be a light for the glory of God. I know that there are men out there who are in the same lane trying to strive to live in the light of God's truth, and so the purpose of this channel is just to encourage you guys and to encourage myself to be able to continue on this journey together. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Would love for you to join in on that journey with me. So this question or these statements that many of us hear as men, whether it be, let go and let God, you just have to have faith, you got to trust God. Another version I've heard is surrender. You've got to surrender to God. And here's the reality. As men, in our hustle and grind culture right now, this is such a foreign concept to us because as men, we are used to and motivated by and driven to manipulate the raw kind of materials that God has given us to get our hands dirty, okay, into the soil of the ground or in the work that we do to produce, to cultivate, to be fruitful, right? And so this idea of letting go or having faith or trust can often be a foreign concept to us because we're doing anything but letting go. We are grabbing on tight. We are taking the bull by the horns. We are pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. That's just who we are as men. And so I wanted to use an illustration to help hopefully better understand what it means to have faith in God, to trust God, to surrender to God, to let go and let God. And so I wanted to use an illustration of this chair, okay? So this chair, for illustrative purposes, is God, okay? And basically, as I look at this chair, I can say, from my standpoint, without sitting on it, that I'm very confident that this chair, I can have faith in this chair, that this chair will hold me, I can sit in it, I can tell you, you can sit in this chair, and it will hold you. You can have faith in the fact that this chair will function as it's meant to hold you up, and so you can sit there. Now, I can say all these things, I can analyze this mentally, but technically I'm not trusting this chair until I actually put my butt in the chair and I lift my feet off the ground and really place my full weight into this chair. Now I can say that from experience that I am trusting this chair, and I can tell you, you can trust this chair because I've got my weight on it and I know it's going to hold me. And so what does it look like then to let go? What does it look like to trust? What does it look like to have faith? To sit on this chair, if you will, of God and to really trust Him and put our weight into it. Well, it could look like a lot of different things depending on where you are. And maybe you need to prioritize your day in such a way that places significance on reading the Bible or maybe going to church. And that takes an effort. That takes saying, look, I can say I trust God, but in actuality, sometimes I need to let go of something else, other priorities that I have, and make the most important thing, God, the priority in my life. So going to church, putting my weight on the chair, okay? Opening my Bible and reading it in the morning or in the evening before bed or something, putting my weight on the chair, okay? These are ways that I might try to trust God and see if He's faithful or not, if He's actually going to hold my weight. If I make Him the priority, will He come through for me? Maybe it's taking risks, like a hard conversation, whether it be with your wife about things you've been struggling with, and you've got to share some things from your heart that you're not really even confident in sharing as a guy because you're not as in tune with your emotions as your wife is. Maybe it's having that hard conversation with someone at work where there's conflict there and you're scared because you're kind of concerned about how it's going to go. Maybe it's talking to someone that you trust and talking to them about the ways that you're struggling in your life with sin. Maybe that's it. Maybe another one is just simply seeing a counselor. I've got plenty of experience with that. As men, it is so hard to admit that we can't do it. As much as we get our hands dirty and want to manipulate and are so good, especially in our careers, man, we can be so good in our careers in producing and cultivating and creating, yet we can't figure out our own heads or our own hearts. And we've got to go to someone else and place our trust in someone else to help us work through some of these issues. Lastly, maybe it's just utilizing your gifts. Maybe you are like so many other men chained up with golden handcuffs because you're working at a job that pays really well, but you hate it. You can't stand it, but you're sticking in there. You've already put so much time into it. Now if you leave, you ruin whatever the long-term plans you had, but you know that you are not being utilized efficiently based on the gifts and talents and abilities that God gave you. And so you have to, instead of trusting in whatever illusory thinking you have in terms of the security of your job, because it's an illusion. Instead, you're going to trust God and you're going to step away from that and you're going to take what you've learned in terms of how God has made you to be and you're going to utilize those gifts in a different way, maybe in a different job, which means you have to let go of your other job and you've got to place your faith in God and lift your feet up and really place your faith in God and know that He's going to hold you as you step out in a way that's more congruent with who you are. So this is the way we grow in our faith. The more opportunities we take to really trust God and place our faith and the full weight of our trust in Him with these different scenarios or different examples, you can think of your own, the more experience we have in God's faithfulness and Him coming through for us. And then the more experience we have with God's faithfulness, the more confidence we have in future provision and that God will do what He promised for us. But there's no shortcut. You've got to make these hard decisions. You've got to make the conscious decisions to let go, in a sense, surrender, and have faith and really trust God with the decisions you're making on a regular, everyday basis. So where are you? Are you on the chair? Are you trusting in Him like this? Are you really? Because trust me, there is a lot of freedom and joy and peace and excitement about this situation and really being confident in trusting God and His goodness and faithfulness to us. Or are you off the chair? Possibly. Are you not placing your weight on God, but you're sitting on, or you're standing over here and you're trusting in yourself and your own ability to control and manipulate circumstances? Or are you kind of part way? Are you kind of saying, yeah, I think I trust God. I think I better take control. As guys, we do that because, like I said, we're used to having our hands are dirty. We're used to getting in there and cultivating and creating and working hard. And so to let go in certain ways and to put our faith and trust in God can be scary because we're not trusting ourselves anymore. Yet most of us know, through experience, I know myself, I know that when I try to trust myself or I take control of things, often it makes a mess. But where are you? Are you on the chair? Are you off the chair? Are you playing around with the chair? Some of us, because we take this hustle and grind paradigm, if you will, and we apply it to our faith, we're all about analyzing the chair or analyzing God, right? Some of us may not be on the chair. Maybe we teach Bible studies. Maybe we lead small groups or life groups or things like that. Or we teach Sunday school, for example, and we're not on the chair ourselves, but we're experts on it. We can tell you all about the chair, the four legs, the material that it's made out of, whether it be wood, metal. I can tell you all about this chair. I'm an expert on all the details of what this chair is made up to be and why you should trust this chair. but I am not on it myself. I have not taken the steps to trust it myself. So where are you in trusting God and placing your faith in God versus keeping control ourselves? So guys, let me encourage you to put your faith in God, to lift your legs up and really trust. Try it out. Just try it. Try to put your faith in God in some way. Whatever it is that you feel that God is leading you to do that, do it. Place your faith in Him and see that He comes through. And as we do this, we're stepping into the light and we're living empowered by the light of God's truth. So thanks for watching. Make sure again you subscribe to this channel if you want to keep up and be in the journey with me. So guys, until next time, remember, live empowered by the light.